I'm here to donate these signs in accordance to SB 797.
The statute does not contemplate requiring the district to display more than one copy at a time.
It doesn't say you have to stop at one. That is your decision to stop at one, right? Why is more God not good? And are you saying you don't have like 1 square feet of space in our buildings?
Parents in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, they're fighting because there's more indoctrination coming to their schools. But this is from the side that you don't hear about as much with that indoctrination. They're too busy screaming about CRT. But look at what they're doing here. This one particular parent is showing "In God We Trust" signs, as you saw there. It's pushback for this new policy that they've got. Let's look at the details. Because Texas Senate Bill 797 requires public K through 12 schools and higher education institutions to display the motto "In God We Trust." Requires it in a conspicuous place if a poster or framed copy of the motto is donated, or if private funds are given for such purposes. It's almost like they're preparing for that to happen. But they don't want any of these posters donated that are written in Arabic, have rainbow letters, or do anything outside of what they want it to look like. It's almost like people don't have a choice here. Let's watch more.
That is your decision to stop at one, right? Why is more God not good? And are you saying you don't have like 1 square feet of space in our buildings? So this is also our national motto. So I think it's kind of un-American to reject posters of our national motto as well. And then some of your geniuses are saying, oh, it's in currency. How can you say no to money? I mean, more money is good, right? So you guys wouldn't reject more money because it has our motto too, right? I will just display the other posters for the rest of my time before I leave. 27 seconds.
I'm saying we got Texas flags. It's a gradient of color. What's wrong with red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet? I heard they teach that in schools. So they don't want those. They rejected those. It's pretty obvious reasons why. The bill's sponsor, Senator Brian Hughes, sent a letter to the Texas Agency of Education specifying he didn't want any of that stuff on those posters. He noted that the singular tense in the law conveys that schools only had to hang one donated copy. He added that the requirement applies solely to the national motto as it is written into the law, which is in English. Don't you want to spread God? One of the big things about Christianity is you want to spread it to other folks. You're supposed to teach the good word. How come you won't want to put it in another language? Maybe you can bring those folks from that lesser religion over to yours, right? Why are you so afraid? It's almost like you're not doing that for that particular reason. Here's a big, you know what? Here's a good chance for you to jump in, Francesca, because it gets worse. I want you guys to hang on, because it gets worse. But first, just this whole idea of "In God We Trust," forced to be hanging in schools, but only the ones that we provide. And I'm gonna tell you where it's been provided from. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, no doubt it is a laundering opportunity. I'm excited to know. But good on this, I assume community member, dad, whatnot, I think it's great that he's actually just doing this stunt. He's making a point by saying that, oh, you only want us to worship one particular God, not just a Christian God, not just an English speaking God, as if God only speaks English, but also a straight God, right? There's a trans flag in one of his. There's a rainbow flag there, and so okay, that's what your loving God wants, is just straight people to be happy and gay people and LGBTQ people to just wallow in misery and feel judged, it's just insane. And so I'm glad that he's pointing out, and I'm glad that he's got a sign in Arabic. Look, religious freedom in this country used to mean all religions, right? Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, whatever, right? But instead, the Christian right, Christian nationalism has meant that no, religious liberty for them is the freedom to not have to interact or carve out any space for your religion if it is not my particular brand of Christianity. That is they've twisted it, just like they've twisted literally everything to somehow defend majority rights when they initially were supposed to defend minority rights.
It comes back to the superiority complex that comes with everything that's associated with it. You don't have to actually read the Bible, know anything about it, which, by the way, speaking of the Bible, it's been translated to 3,324 different languages.
There you go.
I think In God We Trust can at least be in another language, right? I mean, it's in schools. It's a place you can learn. Here's the next kicker part about this, Francesca. Patriot Mobile and that political action committee is the one that's pushing this whole thing. You might be surprised at that, or maybe you wouldn't be. In August, CISD trustees received a shipment of posters with the all capital letters displayed in white on a blue background above the American flag. The posters were donated by Patriot Mobile, a Christian wireless provider tied to a political action committee that spent big money to help elect conservatives to North Texas school board seats. Yeah, they're involved in every realm of this. We did talk about Patriot Mobile recently on the show and how they've taken over these school boards. So they had the first step of taking over school boards. Now they're going into, it's mandatory to post these things that we're giving framed with glass and pictures like that, but only the ones we give. Here's a quick report about that company. In case you guys forgot, these are people behind this whole thing that say we're indoctrinating students with normal teachings. Watch.
A far-right Christian cell phone company is leading a Texas school board shakeup. Just last year, Patriot Mobile made it their mission to restore what it calls conservative Christian values at all levels of government. They first focused on school boards, spending more than $600,000 to help 11 candidates. All 11 won, and they took over 4 different school boards in the Fort Worth suburbs. Is this sort of a blueprint that people in other parts of the country are now looking at as sort of a loophole, as a way to control the education system?
I think absolutely that there are groups all over the country who are doing the same kind of work that Patriot Mobile has done in Texas. And they're working with big name, heavy hitter, national level GOP political consultants to craft these campaigns. They passed what might be the most sweeping set of policies in the country at the local level in terms of restricting what teachers can say about racism, gender, sexuality, what books can be in the library.
This stuff is not hidden at all. Here's Patriot Mobile as they posted with all of their signs in this particular stunt to indoctrinate children in our schools. Oddly, that they don't want to see. Let's look at that picture of them holding up all their signs, ribbon cutting ceremonies, I guess. They're very proud of themselves. Let's go to a quick description of what it is that they're doing. They'll say it straight up out loud. They said, we've produced now over 30,000 of these posters that have been displayed in public schools and in public buildings and distributed primarily in the states of Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, Texas, and Kansas. That's what Jason Rapert said. We're delighted to help people all over the nation who want to donate and display our national model posters. Francesca, are they delighted to help people all over the nation who want to donate and also want to display their national model posters? Because there's a gentleman at the beginning of this whole story that wanted to display some national model posters, but that was rejected.
Patriot Mobile. I'm just like, can you only call into the past? Is it just like, here's your phone and it's like a rotary? That's because that's how retrograde they are. I'm trying to think about what's going on in Patriot Mobile.
Bad stuff.
But yeah, there you go. And hey, look, their signs pretty ugly. I'm like, let's see this amazing sign. No, ugly is sin.
It's a shell company or a veil of a cell phone company. Yeah, sure, they'll provide some service to actually do things like this, because the tons of money that they're pumping through is to do things like this. This is why they're having this fight with school boards, because they want to be the ones that indoctrinate your children. So when you see it happening, maybe just pay a little bit of attention to it.